Hello, listeners and readers of AwardsWatch.com's Awards Watch Podcast, episode 359. I'm your executive editor, Ryan McQuade, and joining me today is Jay Ledbetter.
Woohoo!
Whoa! Unofficial Director Watch main show episode?
Well, you're not going to believe why I was interested in this movie. Who's the director?
David Robert Mitchell?
David Robert Mitchell.
That's right. We're talking about the end of Oak Street today. It is not a Director Watch episode. This should not be 2.5 hours, but it might
That's
be
the
filled
goal.
with tangents. Who knows? Jay, how you been?
I have been doing very well. Been going to the movie theater more since my move, so that's fun. And excited to talk about this movie, which has gotten an interesting kind of reception.
It has. It looks like it's like on track for about 50 million worldwide,
Yeah,
and it was made on like an 80 to $100 million budget, so it should probably make its money.
it might break even.
It might break even. That's
By
okay.
David Robert Mitchell standards, this is a smash
This
hit.
is a smash hit. David Robert Mitchell, of course, is the director of It Follows, which was a cult smash horror hit right within the what do we call that horror era? The elevated horror era? Jay, is that what it was called?
I feel like people have been trying to kind of eliminate that as the term, but that's definitely what it was being called at the
Well, I
time.
mean, you could try to eliminate a term all you want, but that was the term that was given during the time period in which it was released. So, right? Like, you can't untake that out. Like,
You can't untake it out
yeah, you
exactly.
can't untake
But
it
that was
out.
the dawn of Micah Monroe, who's gone on to be sort of a horror queen to a certain extent, trying to get into the rom-com game these days.
What is she?
We'll
What
see.
rom-com was she in?
Uh,
Was she in that Colin? She was in that Colin
he
Hoover
was in
film,
the
right?
Colleen Hoover one.
That did well.
Reminders of him. I'm looking here. A cool 90 mil at the box office.
What was the budget?
25.
I
You
don't.
know.
No one's gonna get mad about that.
No.
No one is
No.
gonna get mad about that. Then he followed it up with 2019's Under the Silver Lake, which is a film that everybody loves and
That
nobody
one
has any
won a
problem
lot.
with.
That an awards darling. That
It
one.
actually was like called the Parasite of David Robert Mitchell films when you get down to it. No, it
Yeah.
was a pretty divisive film, a box office failure. Uh, Name any like mixed superlative you
I
can
mean, I
give
feel
it.
like it basically all got not even put in theaters, didn't it?
No, no, it
More
wasn't
or less
theaters.
hit Amazon Prime basically like right away.
It feels like it. It felt like it went out for just a little bit. People were like, "No, thank you," and then it went back under the Silver Lake, and nobody wanted to talk about it for a long time. He had a bunch of projects that have sort of have been announced. He's announced a sequel to It Follows. We can talk about that, here towards the end of this conversation. But he's back with the end of Oak Street, which is a J.J. Abrams produced
Yeah,
family
that bad
action
robot.
film with about a family in their town that get zapped in the middle of the night and moved into the prehistoric times, and they have to fight
Like you
against
do.
dinosaurs, buddy.
Like you do.
Like you do, you know.
Hmm.
Jay, you saw this bad boy yesterday,
Indeed.
and I know your thoughts, but the listeners don't know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the end of Oak Street, but also why is David Robert Mitchell one of your guys?
It's a great question, Ryan, and I'm still honestly trying to figure out exactly why he's one of my guys as well. But he's one of my guys because I've loved every movie he's made, and
Okay.
that streak continues with the end of Oak Street. It is a film that, to me, the bad robot of it all really is an important component of the film because J.J. Abrams has been doing a Steven Spielberg pastiche for basically his entire career.
Yeah.
And you have some of that in this film, but instead of just being a straight up pastiche like Super 8, this to me is almost, I don't want to call it an evolution because that implies that it's some sort of like higher level of creativity, but it's a play on that kind of movie. And it's more overtly dark than the types of films that it reminds you of. And it's gnarly and intense and goes in directions that are truly unexpected. While also, in my opinion, having this very strong emotional core as this, kind of typical suburban family in in the early 80s going through, in many ways, typical suburban problems and trying to find a meaning in their lives and the broken relationships or the breaking relationships that are kind of going on there. If it's not a Spielberg homage, if it doesn't have potential divorce elements in the film, so certainly lived up to that standard. But it's just a rollicking good time at the movies for one,
Hmm.
and I also think there is some really like bravura camera stuff in this movie. The way that it ratchets up tension by like obscuring particular images at times with this like always moving camera as ways to reveal what people can and cannot see, but you, the viewer, can maybe see stuff that the characters in the movie can't. It was all to me thrilling from a just content perspective and thrilling from a filmmaking perspective. And by the end of it, I was really affected by the directions that the film goes at the end, the resolution, while also being like the resolution brings up 6,000 questions that need to be addressed
We can talk
after you
about
see
them.
the screening. Yeah, we definitely will. But I had a phenomenal time at the movies with the End of Oak Street. I loved it. One of my favorite movies of the year.
I gotta say, Jay, I was not surprised when I saw your reaction. I was like, I'm just surprised you just didn't go the full 5 stars and just go all the way. And
Hey, maybe I will. Maybe I'm a
maybe,
coward right now.
maybe,
Maybe I'm in denial.
maybe you are. I, I, I'm a little bit less enthusiastic than you are about this, and I agree with you. I think the bad robot of it all has been actually one of the more fascinating presence in cinema over the last, I don't know, 2 decades or so, because Abrams
Yes.
has built sort of this puzzle box persona within his films and his television shows that he's produced. And then he got into, and this is before he got into the sort of Star Wars, Star Trek land. I primarily know Abrams as somebody that made these really great television shows or was a part of these really great television shows.
You know what actually is probably the greatest thing he's ever made?
The pilot to Lost.
No,
Oh, what?
Gracie.
God damn it. I hate you so much. I actually thought you were going to legitimately answer that question. And then, of course, you did that. No, she's having her own flop era with that album this year. So,
Yikes.
yeah, it's not really good for her. But
Bad
anyway,
Robot, more like bad album.
oh,
God, I'm sorry, I'm turning this into a director watch
no,
episode.
yeah,
Continue,
don't do it.
continue,
Don't do it.
continue.
Don't do it. But anyway, you're right. His cinematic output has been really interesting because of the big experiment that he and Bad Robot had, which is the Cloverfield experiment, right, Jay?
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
this mostly interesting cinematic experiment that has always led me and many people to wonder when he has produced a film, is it a Cloverfield movie or is
Well,
it
the thing,
not? You
the
know,
dirty little secret of the Cloverfield movies is there's a movie and then they
and then
back
they
into it being a
exactly
Cloverfield movie.
just like 10 Cloverfield
10
Lane. It's
Cloverfield Lane was not a Cloverfield movie
no.
until they put it on the
Same with
mailbox.
Cloverfield Paradox, which was an absolute
The Super
disaster.
Bowl one was just
Absolute
a bad
disaster.
space movie that they stamped Cloverfield on.
Yeah, exactly. But first Cloverfield, I think, was a pretty fun film. Also introduced us to Matt Reeves, who I think out of all this is the bad robot content person that I truly think is one of our best filmmakers of the modern era in terms of at least blockbuster filmmaking and giving it its own unique spin. And that's been also the great thing is that Abrams has used his platform to jump off other directors, including this with David Robert Mitchell, which I never would have guessed that these two would have worked together. But their style and their tastes kind of merge in the right content here. I,
Not that what you would have thought after Under the Silver
no,
Lake and It
no, but
Follows,
but
but
it
here we are.
works. It works, and yeah. So and obviously Abrams is kind of like his name right now is very tainted because of the Rise of Skywalker, and that you want to blame him for that. Go right on ahead. I think I blame Disney and
I'm not
a lot
not
of
going
other.
to blame him for
I'm
that.
not gonna not blame him, but I'm also like somebody had to direct that film from Bob Iger's orders from the fans, and he took the check. So he's got a film. I think it's getting delayed to next year with Glenn Powell and with Jenna Ortega. So we'll see if he can have a bounce back
And
himself.
then outside of that, Bad Robot is like
Bad Robot's been
barely
kind of
functioning at
shuttered.
this point. Yeah.
Yeah, because well, they laid off a bunch of people. They're
Shut
not
down their LA office.
exactly, and they so this is they're like almost a shadow organization at this point, and don't really exist outside of whatever Abrams is touching. And then this movie comes out, David Robert Mitchell. It follows. I remember seeing it. I really liked it. I thought it was an interesting premise. Wouldn't say I loved it, but I thought it was one of those where I liked it a lot. And it also, Jay, it does the number one thing when you have a directorial debut. What is it?
I thought that was interesting. Ecstatic to see what they do next.
Correct. Exactly. One of the old phrases that we have coined together over our years.
I liked it more than that. I thought it was pretty accomplished.
Yeah.
On its
But
own.
I was still just like, this is good to start kind of just premise base. I can't wait to see what you do next. He does Under the Silver Lake, a movie you were ecstatic about, and I
Love it.
was very, 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 I wouldn't say mixed on. I just, it was very curious about, and I still think that there's a lot of things to unpack. I really want to rewatch it. Haven't had the chance to be able to do so. And I think it's a fascinating film, and not one I particularly like think it's like great. Might not even think it's good. I just think it's fascinating and I'm glad it exists. So then that gets to the end of Oak Street.
That was 7 years ago.
And that was 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
And what's interesting about David Robert Mitchell is like he comes up at the time of a lot of filmmakers now that are household names that have made 4 or 5 films. You know, I was thinking about Robert Eggers, for example, in this time period from when they sort of both come out around the same time. Eggers has become a big household name, and David Robert Mitchell is not. Now, obviously, most of the directors of his generation don't have a big flop on their resume, but they do have at least consistent work. And so this is Mitchell's return to the screen. And I have to say, Jay, I'm a bit mixed on it. And I don't know why I'm mixed on it because I don't know if maybe I'm just being cynical or not. So I watched this film and I thought for the most part it was pretty good in the action stuff. Like I think the dinosaur sequences,
Oh,
every
so
every
good.
everyone has been like talking this massive hyperbole of like this is the greatest dinosaur movie since the original Jurassic Park. I haven't brushed up on my
I
dino
mean, what the problem is
filmmaking.
there aren't. This is
There
better
are
than any of the Jurassic World
correct.
movies, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, because all the Jurassic Park sequels are bad. Even the Lost World, they're all
Yeah,
bad.
Lost World has stuff,
It
but
has
it's
stuff, but
pretty
it's
bad.
still bad. You know, all the Jurassic World films, even though Jay loves them and goes to every single one of them,
I
they
don't
stink.
understand how it's honestly even debatable that this isn't. It's the best
I don't
dinosaur
know.
movie since
Well,
Jurassic
I
Park,
don't know if I'm missing
unless
something.
I'm forgetting something.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to put that label out there, but it was just a lot of hyperbole this week. So I'm just saying a lot of people trying to get their pull quote, you know, up on a trailer or something. It felt like, and I will agree. Like I think the action with the dinosaurs and the actual like visual effects with those dinosaurs too are very well done. I think the tension in certain scenes is very well done. The different kinds of dinosaurs being used in this film. It's not just like your garden variety T-Rex is really good. And I think McGregor and Hathaway are perfect casting. McGregor and Hathaway, both of them still looking great.
Hey,
Still,
look,
still, still in their prime. I mean, it's Hathaway season,
it's
Jay,
Hathaway. It's Anne
year.
Hathaway's world. We're just living in it.
We're living in it. She's 4 for 4 in performances this year, man. She's knocking it out of the park. And
And
then
she's
McGregor,
still got Verity.
yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna lay money down. Verity's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm just gonna say that trailer. Have you seen that new trailer
I've seen
or
one
just the
trailer. I don't
trailer?
know if there's
You,
another one. Yeah, I've seen it.
you ready for it?
Looks fun. Looks important.
She's important. She's working. All right.
That
And
has yeah. Yeah.
she just announced at D23, Princess Diaries 3.
And thank God for that.
Were you waiting on that one?
I've been waiting so long
Wait a
for
minute.
Princess Diaries 3 to return
I
to.
should have asked you about all the D23 stuff.
Oh man, honestly, there's a lot to talk about.
There is a lot.
Maybe we can
Maybe
do
we'll do it
a
at the end.
drive by at the end.
We'll
Yeah.
drive by it. We'll talk about it at the end. Okay. But anyway, I I'm one for nostalgia, and Jay's gonna roll his eyes when I say this, but I really like Super 8. And I don't, I'm one of those that like, man, you give me like discount Steven Spielberg, some of that nostalgia. I'm
I
there
haven't watched
for
it
it.
since it came out. I bet you if I watched it now, I'd be like,
I
this is
loved it then. I
better
love
than
it now.
gave
I
it
don't give a
credit
shit.
for.
I think it's fun. I don't care. Movies are good. Okay.
I like movies too.
And well, do you?
I like this one. Tell you that much.
Something about something about it was bugging me the whole time as to why I couldn't connect with these characters, Jay. Primarily, I think the kids, I just couldn't connect with any of those. And that to me, I think it's a massive flaw. If you can't connect with the kids in one of these like Spielbergian, adventures, then you're kind of screwed there. And then like that really was the thing. I couldn't connect with these characters, but then I got emotional at the end. So I can't explain as to why I was emotional by the end of this film. I also got to say I maybe have to rewatch it because my theater, the sound wasn't particularly great with the score. So I had to go and listen
Great
to
score.
the Michael Giacchino score separately from the film because it was quiet at times when the score was playing, and that was a real bummer because I wanted to hear that score, which is really one of the better scores of the year, honestly. The logic of it also falls apart at the end. We'll talk about that. Overall, I think it's a good film. Like it's solid in areas, but I just didn't connect with these characters. And I gotta say, Jay, there was somebody that I was thinking about the whole time.
Uh-oh.
That is one of my guys that I was sitting here being like, oh, man, if he had this movie, we'd have the same sort of visual camera movements, and we'd probably have a twist in it that would rock, and there would be some dialogue that would be funny, just like like there's a couple of moments that are like that, but it would be even funnier. And somehow or another, he would also inject himself into the film as a cast member, and it would be hilarious.
Oh, you're going with Mr. Knight?
My guy M. Night. I was thinking a lot about M. Night when I was watching this
is
movie.
better than all but like two M. Night Shyamalan movies.
No, it's not. No,
Yes, it is.
no. This ain't better than Trap. Trap rules.
This is
No.
so much better than
Trap is the
I like Trap, but
Trap rocks. So I was thinking about M. Night, and I was thinking about because M. Night before Abrams was donned also the next Spielberg, and
Yeah.
given that I think the terrible
he really
title.
drank the Kool-Aid on that one.
Yes, he did. But I think also it's a title you should never get because it usually leads to bad things. I'm not saying David Robert Mitchell is the next Spielberg by no means whatsoever, whatever that is supposed to mean. But I do think that in going for nostalgia, I lost a little bit of the filmmaker that I was interested in, promised with those first two films, and so yeah, I think that it's an interesting copy. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a great copy.
And see, what I like about it is I don't feel like it is a true copy. It is an homage in a lot of ways, but it almost lulls you into a sense of nostalgic comfort, and then all
That's
of a
why I
sudden
think I
this,
got really emotional at the end. Is that I'm
and then this Velociraptor swallows one of their neighbors whole, basically, and you're like, oh, this is not like those things. This is
no,
different.
it's mean. It's like
Yeah.
it's not all the way mean, but it's that Jurassic Park esque violence where it has no regard for the humans because
Right.
these dinosaurs wouldn't give a shit about the neighbor next door. They would just eat them. You know.
Well, there's that very famous it's probably the most famous sequence of the first Jurassic World where the pterodactyl gets the assistant and then she just gets like passed around
Yeah, and it's
like a
great.
torture device. And I'm like, yeah, that's the only interesting part of the entire movie. You guys have a problem with that? You would
We're
rather
like,
it be
how can you kill
relentlessly
her?
boring?
She
Yeah.
had a 401k.
She didn't do anything wrong. It's like they're dinosaurs. They're not making moral decisions.
She was 3 days from retirement. How dare you?
Yeah, it was anyway, that movie sucks.
Remember
Those
when
are
remember when Bryce Dallas Howard was running in heels?
I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah. I mean,
It, it-
no
we
shoe problem in this film.
we really blame Marvel for a lot of stuff. Marvel's made some good movies. Jurassic World made an impossible amount of money and is maybe worse than every Marvel movie
And then they kept making them.
because they made money.
They still
People
make
love
money.
dinosaurs.
They're going to make another one, with Mahershala Ali and Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson. Man, she just jumped
They're
for
doing a
Frank.
sequel to that.
Yeah, because it made a crap ton of money. Those movies make money, man.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't see
God,
it?
that movie made $872 million.
And you know what? The next one
How
will
did a
make.
movie that no one saw make $872 million?
What would be a movie the equivalent of that this year?
I don't know, I'd have to look at the box office.
I mean, would you say you can't say Spider-Man and you can't say The Odyssey?
No, it's
You
neither
can't
of
say
those.
Obsession. You can't say Backrooms. People saw that.
Kind of Super Mario.
Kind of Devil Wears Prada too.
Hmm. Yeah.
I
Man,
mean,
Devil Wears Prada 2 made seven hundo.
it made $700 million, dude. Yeah,
That's crazy.
off the power of Hathaway alone.
Let's talk about Hathaway.
You want to talk about her?
She is a force of nature in
It's
general.
her year, man.
She is the beacon of Hollywood greatness right now. It's
I think
unreal.
her character's fascinating in this movie.
Great character, great performance, I think. She's really good at interacting with dinosaurs that aren't actually there.
Well, she's also just great
she's so
in general
impressive.
when it comes to like being quiet and those emotions being kept inside of her because she doesn't want to say the wrong things. I mean, this is a woman who's trying to write a novel about her broken life and trying to find the courage to leave her children and her husband. And this event
Or
pulls
maybe
her.
not even leave them, but she's obviously
No,
staying
she's
together
Jay.
for the kids.
Jay, she's literally thinking about leaving those children and Ewan McGregor. Like she does not want to be there anymore. Like that is what
I don't think
firmly
she's
implied.
like I want to go to California and never see my children ever again.
I
No.
think there's a little bit of that in there.
Okay.
I think there's a little bit of that in there, buddy. Like that's why in their fight he's talking about like, don't you love me and the kids, and it's just, and she's like essentially like trying to like lie to herself. I think a little bit there when you hear it in the background. I'm like, yeah, she doesn't want to be here. Like she's gone. She feels that she's trapped within this suburban, nightmare.
That is definitely true.
And and he is absent in realizing the problems of their relationship. I mean, he just thinks that taking a pizza delivery order and because he's lost his job and everything, that he would be less of a person. And it's all about the lack of this communication of this
I think the
family.
problem in his marriage is kind of getting pushed down because he is lying about not having a job. And so everything else becomes secondary and it becomes neglectful and, unhealthy.
But she's great in those moments and in those moments where she loses the book, in the car.
That was impactful.
That one hurt big
one
time because it's downstairs and the basement gets flooded.
She's handling a shotgun pretty believably.
But man, she knows how to just like take that shotgun and she's running around and she's great at she is an all around great performer. And you need
she's
someone like
no matter what she does.
she's believable as
She's the best actress working right now. That's my take.
That is the one thing that I thought about when I was watching the film. I'm like, I could not give a shit about those kids or even to a certain extent Ewan McGregor. All I
Ewan
care
McGregor
about is
rocking
her.
those 80s shorts though.
He looks great. Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right. Got a lightsaber over there.
Anne Hathaway with those bangs.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I'll
she
say.
she hasn't aged today.
No.
She may have like left cinemas for like a couple of years, and she has just reminded us this year she's up there with man, I'll say it. She's one of the best actresses, one of the best actors period working today.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
it's like
I mean, what was
it's
that
like
awful movie?
it's her and Pattinson that are just like the most versatile, can put them in anything, they can
And
do anything, and they're going to be great.
they're
And you can
trying stuff.
and you
They're
could yeah,
going
they're
out of
trying
their way
stuff.
to work
They're
with
working
interesting
with different
filmmakers.
people. They're trying stuff, and they are legitimately still curious within their profession.
And that's why
That
I'm so
movie,
excited. Robert Pattinson is the love interest in Princess Diaries 3.
well, no, it's got to be Chris Pine.
Sure.
Leave Pine out. Do not take Pine out of this. You
What is
you
the
take Pine out of those movies, I'm gonna kill you.
what is the country she is the princess
Genovia.
of? Genovia. I was gonna say Sokovia, but I was like, that's
Nope, that's Marvel.
The Sokovia Accords.
Chords. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what starts the Civil War. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's crazy that I was able to pull Genovia right out of thin air.
That was
Sad,
impressive.
sad. Julie Andrews isn't going to be able to come back. That's a big bummer.
Yeah, for sure. Who are they going to approximate? Because they always that's what they do. It's like who's kind of like Julie Andrews that we can
Well, they're
put in
not.
this
They're
movie.
just not going to have that character. I think. I
No, no.
think it's just going to be her. They don't need her.
I think she's gonna tuck Meryl into it.
Oh, you think she's going to get Meryl to play her
And
grandmother
then
and
she's gonna
kick
get to
Julie Andrews out?
she's gonna do her Topsy
Oh
performance
no,
again.
she's going to bring the Mary Poppins
Yeah.
voice. Oh my
But
god,
Hathaway,
that's dangerously actually pretty accurate. Or she'll get like Helen Mirren.
something like that. Oh,
Yeah.
Helen Mirren is a good bet.
It's a very good bet because Helen
Yeah.
Mirren will do literally fucking anything. That woman will be in any movie at this point.
Was she in the Sheep Detectives?
Was she? I don't think so.
Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I think you're thinking of somebody else. Go ahead and say something while I look this up.
Okay, yes. Anne Hathaway. The movie for me that cemented her as one of the greats was actually the worst movie she's been in the
The
last
Idea
2
of You?
years. Yeah. I was like, she is throwing 1,000 miles an hour with the least charismatic romantic lead in the history of romantic leads. And she holds that movie together with string and duct tape and pure cinematic power. And that has only continued since then. And I still haven't seen Mother Mary. I got to check that one out.
You haven't seen
But
Mother
she
Mary?
No, I haven't.
It's one of my favorite films of the year.
She's rocking the freaking house in this. And McGregor is very good too. And I thought the kids, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is, Haley Joel Osment in AI level performance or anything like
Or
that.
even Haley
but-
Joel Osment in Sixth Sense level.
Well, I mean, yeah, also a incredible performance.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
they are adequate because I think they are in occasionally you'll get this in a lot of the magic of Spielberg was that he really imbued his child characters with like such depth and internality. And here they're they have like one or two characteristics, and that's kind of all you need to know. And then, they go and fight dinosaurs. So nobody does that quite like Spielberg. So it's a very high bar, and trying to pay tribute to that kind of storytelling, it's really hard to pull off. So I would say the child characters are adequate without being exceptional by any stretch, but I kind of think McGregor and Hathaway are both exceptional, so it makes up for a lot of the issues presented by some of the child characters. Really, you have, if you look at the three main child characters, there's the daughter, who I will refer to as the daughter. She is about to go to college, and she's very smart, and she's obsessed with astrology. That's her character. Boom, done. The other kid, sort of a troublemaker, smokes cigarettes, kind of obsessed with girls, and he loves his dog. God, does he love his dog. And we got to talk about Starbuck, who I think is really the kind of runaway performance of
It's
the
a
whole
real dog,
movie.
right?
He out it is mostly a real dog. I definitely notice sometimes when it's
The
hard to get a
the
dog
bad
to
the
grab on to a pterodactyl. But
I don't know. You just got to get better trainers at that
Wishbone
point.
could have done it.
Yeah, Wishbone would have done it. You know who would have done it, Jay? Airbud. He's
He's
got
returning.
he's got it.
He's returning.
He's got the vertical leap. You know.
He does. I
How do
mean,
you
I
think?
would say he's kind of more of an on the floor player. He's kind of more like a Jokic.
Yeah,
He
but
doesn't really play above the rim.
he doesn't. But like occasionally, his spryness will get to the rim,
I
and
mean,
he'll do the. He's learned. I've heard Airbud has learned the LeBron chase down block, and
wow.
that is a thing you learn in the off season. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
you, Ryan, I think you misread that. I think it was a chase down bark.
He also is like he's like Wimby. He's working with the Monks and a rugby team, so he's going to come back jacked for this new film. Like
I'm so glad I'm so glad he's returning.
Are you going to see that opening week?
I will take my son to that opening week.
Man, if Anne Hathaway was in that film now,
Well, God, this actually, that talking about Airbud weirdly has brought me back to something that I appreciate about this movie. We live in an era of children's movies where
they suck.
it's not even that they suck, they're
I mean,
so
they kind of do.
sanitized and safe. And
Yeah,
don't you remember when we were kids? And I'm thinking back to Airbud. The Airbud, a stupid movie about a dog who plays basketball, is a
Hell yeah.
masterpiece. Should
Hell
say
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But the clown character in that movie is like a drunk who hits the dog with a newspaper, and it's like this makes me feel a little bit icky.
Slimy.
Yeah,
He's slimy.
and now I guarantee you it's gonna be just like totally sanitized. The only thing that the guy will do is be like, "Nah, I don't like this dog very much."
Yeah,
And it's
let
like
me
that's
put him
going to
in
be
ano-
the equivalent
Let
of
me
this
put him in
drunk,
another room.
this drunk clown like kicking the dog in the stomach.
And like he's literally like rock bottoming the dog in the movie in our generation. And then he's just like, I don't like you, dog. I'm gonna put you over here in the other room with a blanket and some treats because
But
I don't like you.
even you look at especially the Spielberg movies, they can be genuinely scary.
Our animated films usually were genuinely scary. Like there's adult themes
Land
inside
Before
of them.
Time was like a very devastating movie, right?
I mean, like, yeah, like, oh my God, when the grandparents die, you know, and you're just like, how
Yeah.
am I supposed to process this shit?
And that has been
When
pushed
Marlin's,
to the
I
side.
think even like Finding Nemo, when the mom dies in the beginning of that, and you're like,
For sure, yeah.
like Jesus Christ, I thought this was supposed to be
yeah.
like, I thought this was supposed to be like just a nice day at the movies. Like
That's a
when did the
little
tr-
bit, yeah. Pixar.
Pixar's
That's
prickly
a different,
too.
That's a different thing, though.
No, I mean
That is something
I gotta
explicitly for adults.
okay, I gotta say something.
That's the Pixar problem. Is the scene in Up, the big scene in Up, which is a great sequence in a vacuum,
Great. Yeah. dark,
meaningless to children. Meaningless.
No, but that's the beauty of it is that that's the thing about what you're talking about is that it blurs the line between being for kids and for adults. Like these movies are built for everyone. It's a universal films. Like that's the thing about Spielberg's
one of my
movies.
problems
Like,
with Pixar is that sometimes they're just for adults.
well, but they
and
haven't been for a while.
feign
No, I think they stopped
ins-
being that.
Inside
think-
Out is.
I think they stopped being that. Like who the fuck adult is Elemental for?
I mean, what about Soul?
Soul
Soul
no,
was for adults.
No, Soul was for Pete Docter. That was not for anybody else. You know that. Like none of us were like no one talks about Soul. Nobody gives a shit about that movie.
No, that was a COVID movie, right?
Yeah, like nobody talks about that movie anymore. Like even
Yeah.
Turning Red, like that's not for us. That's for kids. Like none of
No,
that's for us.
no. Turning Red has a bunch of stuff in it that is specifically for adults to call out for like it's like a teaching tool for children kind of, but it's like adults do.
Nah, because it's not interesting enough.
But it's like Inside Out, which my son has recently discovered and loves, and it's driving me absolutely insane.
You need to take control of your city.
He calls it Bing Bong. That's what he calls the whole movie. He's like, I want to watch Bing Bong.
Because he understands.
Bing Bong is powerful.
That motherfucker is a manipulative, masterful tool by Pete Docter.
But I think there's a split in Pixar movies where it's like some things are for kids, and then it will screech to a halt and have a
Yeah, but
in
like,
Inside Out. There's a scene in Inside Out about like object permanence, and I'm like, these are two different movies. There's a Chinatown reference in there, and I'm like, I understand you want the adults to have something, but the thing that I like more than that is the early Spielberg stuff. E.T. scary.
yeah,
Jurassic Park genuinely scary, and
Raiders.
also the Raiders
They're
very
literally
violent.
they're like melting Nazis' face-offs at the end. Like that's
And it
terrifying.
felt
For a
like they
kid.
weren't using, kid gloves,
No,
because kids can handle this stuff.
that's what.
And I mean,
yeah.
good Lord, what are kids watching at sleepovers? They're not being like, I want to watch, Wally
Shrek.
at a sleepover. They're like, I want to watch Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, like
I want the stuff that I'm not supposed to be watching. And this is the bridge between the stuff that they're used to and goes easy on them, and sort of this whole new world of cinema that is seen as off limits to them. And now it has just been made off limits to them, rather than this blend of adult sensibilities and childlike wonder and things like that, which this captures in a way that I thought was refreshing.
well,
I
I mean,
love
like,
those kind of movies.
like Jay, we were having a conversation the other night because I was driving the wife back from the drive-in because she wanted to see Spider-Man because she had tonsil surgery and wasn't able to see it opening weekend. So we went to see it, and she liked the film. She liked Spider-Man, and we were talking about what that means for the MCU, and
Gremlins, that's the best example, actually.
that's a great example, Jay. And she was talking about that. And Jay, I know you haven't seen Spider-Man yet, and you're seeing it today. So
Seeing it this afternoon.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's some stuff in it that obviously has some massive implications for the MCU. And we were talking
I
about
know
that.
who CD Sync is.
Okay, all right. Well, then there you go. And so we were talking about that, and she was just like, but my wife was sitting there, and she's just going like, the idea of having a Punisher in a Spider-Man movie where like John Barenthal is just like, I don't give a shit, or like, or basically on the verge of saying the F word every other minute. And we're all just taking kids to that. Back in and she's like, not to sound like the old person here, but like, when are kids movies for kids and when are adults movies for adults?
Well, the problem is everybody has been infantilized now. So
yeah. So it's, and I said, that's what I told her.
Same. Yeah.
And I'm like, they make movies for everyone and they don't care about what it is because money rules at the end of the day.
Adults are babies now.
Yeah. And so like I said, the perfect example of this is the Toy Story films though. Toy Story movies are built for our generation. They're not built for the youth. They're not built for kids.
They have kind of grown up with us.
With millennials. They are our films. And I think Pixar understands that. And yes, those kids get the toys, the new generation, but it's really for us.
Forky just has a stranglehold on the youth though.
But Forky is also just like, it's still a character that feels very much us.
Every movie has a bunch of like bits and set pieces that are very funny and zany and kids love.
But the overall message is for us. You know what I mean?
It has matured with the people.
And but when they try to make like Elio or they try to make Elemental, those films tank because the new generation doesn't give a crap about those.
Elemental did well.
It took a long time.
It did well though.
What about Elio though?
No, Elio was a disaster.
What about Hoppers?
Hoppers did okay.
Yeah, but like they're not the standard ginormous hits that you and I.
The only stuff that hits for them now is sequels.
Which like they announced like a ton of sequels, at D23, and they're gonna
probably a teenager now.
The Incredibles 3 is going to focus apparently on the kids, even though let me check the notes. The kids have been a part of the last two films. Last time I checked, like whatever.
The first one was primarily about Mr. Incredible. The second one was primarily about Mrs. Elastigirl.
Those kids are very important.
And now the kids are coming. I want a Jack solo film.
You want them like all grown up?
I want a Jack Edna Mode buddy cop movie, like Lethal Weapon with Jack and Edna
like
Mode.
she's got to take care of Jack, but then like Midnight Run, but with Edna and Jack.
They go to New York Fashion Week.
Die Hard 3 with
And then,
Edna and Jack Jack.
I mean, that sounds good.
That sounds really good. Yeah, but you got to get a better director than the Turning Red people to direct it, because that's who's doing that
is
film.
Tough. Yeah.
Well, and I was having a conversation with Eric because he's seen some of the footage for Ray Gun, the new Brad Bird film.
Yeah, Netflix.
And he was talking with Brad Bird about like how long it took for them to make Ray Gun, because Pixar wouldn't greenlight it, and that it was like a ginormous pain in the ass, and like he wants it in theaters, but obviously
that's so weird that Pixar wasn't just like, yeah, Brad, make whatever.
Yeah, Brad, make whatever you want. Because every time you touch a movie is $1 billion.
He had the highest grossing animated movie for a handful of years. Exactly. And they were like,
no, not you. You? No. But I do think that it is, and now he's working with Lasseter back over at Netflix, which is like good for them.
Thank God.
Thank God. We're going to get that guy back in. Well, I do think over at a place like that, Jay, there was, because Lasseter had the falling out, and they put Pete Docter in, priority of storytelling changed for a whole generation over there. And so that changes something. I think Marvel then changes what like type of films that are PG-13 adult films turn into kids films as well. I think, there's a little bit of like the Dark Knight-ification of that too. Every movie in the last 25 years, a blockbuster has been affected probably by the Dark Knight in some way or another, because it's this, we want to go darker, we got to get kids though here, whatever the case may be. And I think that what is lost in here is that Spielberg himself went to the more adult dramas, the Lincolns, your War Horses, your stuff like that.
You can't do Jurassic Park.
And Gone has been somebody to pick up the mantle of being the wonder, the curiosity of the unknown. The problem is, it's like that person now is Christopher Nolan, and he's making movies that aren't for kids. He's making movies for mass audiences.
Yeah, I don't.
So we don't have somebody that can make
in a way that would embrace E.T. anymore. If E.T. was not a thing and it came out today, we live in a
cynical,
much more jaded,
world. We live in a world that can't that called Disclosure Day one of the worst movies of all time.
That was weird.
Yeah, like people like their dogs got shot. Like Starbuck got shot because
that movie, as sincere as a movie can possibly be.
And then people are like,
him trying to
Steven Spielberg
and
can't handle the truth. In our world, it would be like these politicians lying to us about aliens. It'd be war crimes. How can Spielberg have an optimistic look about the world? Because God forbid,
he made E.T. where the main characters are adults, and everybody was like, garbage.
Don't ever do it again. Bad. And yet, that movie's still one of the best movies of the year.
It's great. I really like that movie.
And I do think, though, here, this film is trying to recapture that. For me, Jay, I didn't feel and maybe I need to rewatch it again. I don't know. Because it is like only 90 something minutes, which is actually really great.
Yeah, it's like an hour 40.
It doesn't try to overextend itself. It really doesn't even over-explain itself either. It's just like, this is an occurrence, which is,
you just have to,
which honestly is great.
You're going along for the ride,
which is honestly great, because like I don't need the world to be explained to me anymore.
It's not Inception.
It's it's not Inception.
They don't spend 45 minutes explaining the rules of the wormholes.
It was crazy when Charlize Theron just like showed up and was like, "Hey, you want to eat this lotus flower?" But
yes, the framing device of the film, of course, is Anne Hathaway is on a beach with Charlize Theron. Sorry, I'm just going to stop talking.
Yeah, you need to stop right now. That could have gone.
I'm going places that the listeners will not appreciate.
That's not a Dior ad. What he's talking about, folks. But, no, I really appreciate that in the film. There's something about it that's, I don't know if it, maybe it is my own cynical nature inside of watching this, but I'm like, am I supposed to feel nostalgic for this? Am I supposed to feel
the movie's good?
Like, am I supposed to have this feeling? Because Jay, I'm like, this movie on every paper, it's good, but I feel like am I supposed to feel like I'm being manipulated? Is this a referendum on
that idea?
Am I
ambiguity.
yeah, like am I like
Good.
maybe I do like this movie. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it a little more.
It's
Maybe I do like it.
framing this picturesque type of film and type of environment, something that we grew up on and remember very fondly. And then it is killing them in grisly, grisly ways.
Yeah.
As a way of just refuting this idea of
It's killing them.
the magic of this era of filmmaking and the magic of this time in the world in general, while also being very hard on its sleeve with regards to its characters. And
Yeah,
then at the end
man.
of the film, when you have Anne Hathaway's character rescuing their crappy next door neighbor, who's pretty funny, and then I laughed when he was like, "We didn't always agree,
We
but
didn't
you
always
really
agree.
have saved my life." I was like,
But
"That's
isn't that like
good."
but isn't that how like we kind of are as humanity a little bit? Like, you know, we hopefully the good and this is the Spielberg in it, which is very funny why a lot of people are like, this movie fucking rocks. And yet it has that Spielberg DNA of like that asshole neighbor of yours, you'd still probably save him because a world without that person being a pain in your ass is not the world that you live in.
It is a
It's
sweet movie at the end of the day.
yeah.
And I legitimately teared up when in the credits it said in memory of my dad. I
Oh,
was
I
like,
didn't see
that is,
that part. I left after
yeah,
I leave.
that
I
was
don't stay for credits unless there's an end credit sequence. I don't stay for.
my wife was tracking her mother on her phone. So we were there for a little while and it was probably 2 minutes
What
into
was
the
she tracking
credits.
her for?
There's this card.
She worked for the government.
She had our son.
Oh, she had your
So we
son.
just
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
see where they were. Yeah,
Probably an important detail to put in there.
we did not take Jet to this one.
No.
Although there were kids in our theater because this is PG-13. It straddles the line, which is awesome.
Yeah, this would have been an old-fashioned PG in the '80s.
Oh yeah. Oh, the good old days.
Yeah,
When
where they
Gremlins is PG.
where our government was
Temple
like,
of Doom is
fuck it,
PG.
like let these kids get traumatized. But there is something, Jay, to that point that you keep saying and we keep talking about. But like, you know, I watched. Well, I'm a madman. I watched whatever the fuck I got my hands on when I
You
was
skipped
a
a
kid.
step.
I sk-
You went straight from Beauty and the Beast to Gladiator.
I went from I went from Lion King to Gangs of New York. Like there was no
Yeah.
like there was no hard line in the middle. You're different though. You know what? I think we average each other out because your parents were like anything remotely dangerous. We're not letting Jay
I had
see
to like
until he's
beg
18.
them to let me see X-Men.
Yeah, and they're like X-Men. No. You know what that means?
It
You know.
appears the Motion Picture Academy has deemed this to need parental guidance for anyone under the age of 13.
And we don't want to see
I
it.
am
So
I am
no.
going to guide you away
from that
screening.
movie. Yeah. And that was every PG-13 R-rated film since.
My mother took the 13 thing very literally. She was
Really?
very strict about it. It was
Like you
odd.
are you serious?
Until a certain age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until the point where you were tall enough where she's
eventually
like,
the dam broke. I was
yeah, well,
like,
you're like 13 years old and you're like, yeah, he looks like he's 16 years old. There's no way you can get away with this. Like you could
well,
have
no, I mean,
gone
it was like, is I was 12, right? And
yeah.
whatever movie came out when I was 12, and it's like the equivalent of today being like, I can see Ant-Man. What? There's no way that that I'm not mature enough to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, it was
mother.
probably already out. Oh, no, those movies weren't out by the time you were 13. What was it?
No,
When
no.
were you born? In 91?
91. Yeah.
So you
that
would have been 2004.
So you're talking like Pirates of the Caribbean time.
Well, that no,
X-Men.
yeah. Like I'm thinking 2004, right after Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. So probably Harry Potter films in there.
Yeah, but those were
Later stuff.
PG until they weren't.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like
That's why Timeline was such a
iRobot?
big deal.
iRobot?
Timeline, which I've brought up on. I did see iRobot.
The Day
I
After
saw
Tomorrow.
Timeline with my dad, and it was like this coup of like, and that came out in 2003. So I would have been
12,
12.
11.
I
11,
came
12.
out, no, I was 12 when that movie came out, and it was like, ooh, I get to go see a grown-up movie. Timeline, baby. And yeah, what a weird.
Spider-Man 2. That was out that at that time in 2004.
I definitely saw Spider-Man 2 in the theater.
Mean Girls. Did you see Mean Girls?
Did not see Mean Girls.
Prisoner of Azkaban was PG.
Yep.
Did you see Million Dollar Baby?
Did not see Million
It's
Dollar Baby.
PG-13. I'm just asking.
Million Dollar Baby's
Incredibles.
PG-13?
Yeah.
Ah.
You
I'm
didn't
about
go
to
to you
rewatch
didn't
that
go to
one.
Man on Fire in the theater, did you?
No.
No, that's rated
But I
R.
did live it.
Day After Tomorrow, Butterfly Effect,
Yeah.
iRobot, Anchorman.
Uh,
Anchorman in the theater.
didn't see Anchorman in the theater.
Dodgeball.
It would go on to be
Born Supremacy.
I feel like I did see Dodgeball.
Born Supremacy. That's the second one.
I think I saw that maybe.
Yeah. Like The Village. Did you see The Village?
No.
Oh, The Village rocks. When was the
The
last time you
Village
watched The
does
Village?
rule. A couple years ago, it's so good.
It's so good. Like
It looks incredible.
it's a little bit. You know what, Jay? I'm going to say this. A little bit of the camera work in that movie is a little bit of the stuff going on in here.
Yeah,
was thinking
agreed.
about-
100%. Yeah,
and the
there's
sort of-
monsters.
But the problem is like the Village has to explain itself a little too much. But I don't care.
Well, that was his thing at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, but
The, can I
let
tell
him
you
explain. Let him just
I-
explain things. He's
what
a
is
great
what was the
explainer.
scariest sequence in this movie for you?
The
Like, what was
scariest sequence was when they got McGregor.
that was shocking.
I was
We'll go into the spoiler territory
yeah,
here.
fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like no one's seeing this movie, so it doesn't matter.
It's kind of okay.
Just
No, when
listen.
they I
no, but
thought
like I
when-
was genuinely like it kind of like lulls you into like the adventure here, and you.
Well, that's the thing about it's like, well, they're not obviously this is a
It's kinda like-
Spielberg-esque movie. They're
Yeah.
not going to kill any of the
No.
main characters.
No, it's like, and it's also like, there's no fucking way they're gonna kill Ewan McGregor. Look at that snack.
Then he gets his leg bit off, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he's not going to have a leg.
Yeah, and
there's
I'm
gonna
like,
be
how are they gonna
dramatic
bandage
shot of
him up?
with crutches.
And then
Yeah.
they're just like, nope, it was just a one
Chomp,
bite. I
chomp,
like what I
chomp.
like. But then also too, like, I knock on Marvel. You knock on Marvel enough about not killing off characters. But there was something nostalgic and something also just like I got emotional when Ewan
I welled
McGregor
up when he
and that
came
car
up at the
drives
end.
up with the pizza, and I'm like,
The
This is so-
implications,
this
the
is
implications
so-
of that are insane.
it's so great. And then you're like, but then my brain can't stop thinking.
So there
about,
are two Anne Hathaways now.
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
I think in the last scene there might be two Anne Hathaways.
No, there's only
For
two.
a brief second.
No, that's the other girl's family. There's two little girls that are the same.
There are two little girls who are the same,
Yeah, like you know the girl that they pick up along the way.
right?
So Anne Hathaway calls the community, and they all leave, right? And I mean, unless you want to say that there's another Anne Hathaway there, which I didn't see it. I saw another family there, her fam, the other kid's family. So I'm assuming that Anne Hathaway and their kids, because she didn't call them, right? They go back, and I'm assuming those copies are probably dead because they don't have Ewan McGregor and
Right
now. So they've just essentially co-opted a timeline.
But this
the
version of Ewan McGregor has
He
not lived that other experience. So the
No.
trauma experienced by the other members of his family, he
They're
has not
they're all
experienced.
dead probably.
So he knows that it is kind of, sort of, not the same Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, because but it's also like an Anne Hathaway that's like okay, like she's learned that like to accept that they have a good life.
And everybody obviously knows all of this and believes it because it happened.
Well,
Like,
no,
the
there's
event still
left
happened.
there's still leftover dinosaur remnants from
Right,
the zap.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that
there is a
event
little-
still happened, but she just experienced a different version of it and then came back and saved
What I'm
certain
saying
people.
is that the logic police that went after fucking Disclosure Day have not come after this movie, and it is kind of jarring to see
I
the
don't even
reaction
think it's
of
even
that, man.
logic police. It's implication.
But
It's
this
like-
is a massive implication on this family. How are you not like how like we're talking about it here, but like how are people like I don't think you should hit it either one of these films because I think they're genuinely
I
sincere
don't
in
think
their
it's
approach.
logic. I think it's emotional complication. It's just like, man, these people's
no,
lives are so
logically-
weird now.
Logically, like everything's changed. Like that's not the same Ewan McGregor. That family has
Yeah, I know,
two
but
of the same
that's not
daughter.
logic. That's
Like
just
two of the same daughter there.
again, it just
What
makes
happens to those
everything
other
really
kids?
complicated. It's like when I ask in the movie Cars, why do they have tables?
Oh man.
It doesn't make
Well, they got
sense.
to eat on something.
With what?
This is one of the great bits where you get mad about cars so much. Uh, well, they have to have napkins and forks and knives and stuff.
That's enough.
What do you
I'm
have?
not going down this road
Do you have
again.
a legitimate theory for the Cars franchise as to why they have normal stuff? Do you think human
I mean,
consciousness was put inside cars?
the only way that it makes any sense is if they are occupying a world previously occupied by humans.
Okay. So what you're saying is the cars adapted and killed all the humans.
The humans maybe died off for some reason that is not explained.
I don't know because then there's like stock footage of people of like, old cars and stuff like from the past. So clear.
Right.
So that probably is not logically making
And
any
yeah,
sense.
the camera technology from like 50 years ago in the car. And there's like baby cars. Do the baby cars grow
Do they
or
have
are
to
they
get their,
just small forever?
I say like engine replacement?
Yeah,
Like,
what happens? What
so
are
they're,
tires? Are you born with tires?
you're just so mad about this and it's great.
It's just like the implications of cars are far reaching and profound.
Oh my God. It's
Anyway,
it's it's always a tangent I can get you on that'll just make you so he's got his
I
hands on his head. He
I
looks like
mean
a he looks
my
like a
head
coach failure in the fourth quarter. Like he just looks
my
like
head
he's so
hurts now.
mad.
Yeah.
It's like my team's blown the
Uh,
lead. God damn it, the season's over.
but this movie
Talking
is
about
an
cars.
absolute hoot and a holler, and I really was
I think I'm gonna
I
bump it
was
up a half a star.
I was affected by the finale when he drives up in that little pizza car and how enthusiastically they embrace each other in that moment. It was and that moment when you this idea of experiences that are so far out of your control and so far away from what you thought to be even possible and how that just wipes away all of the resentment that they had for each other in that moment and it's like a reset in the same way that the world is resetting to a certain extent their family is resetting and maybe they will revert back to their bad tendencies and maybe that whiskey bottle will come off the shelf again and maybe Anne Hathaway will start retreating down to the basement so that she can avoid having to interact with her husband. But for now, it was this bolt of lightning of catharsis in that moment, and I found it very moving. I also like
Yeah.
when the dinosaurs were having sex on the house. That was cracking me up. That was funny.
Did you get some ideas?
Um, when he takes the picture with the mallet in front of that was good. And then she
Yeah.
pulls out that's the only picture she thinks she has of him for the rest of her life.
No, man. It's
So
it's
good.
good stuff. It hits you. I I could just not give a shit about those kids and I could not
Starbuck
care.
though.
Listen, the dog stuff was great. I'm not
Dog
gonna
stuff's
lie.
great.
You put a dog in a movie, as long as you don't.
That
I'm what?
kid sucks at shooting
Can I say?
dogs, though.
Can I? Yeah, man.
He's
Just like
so bad.
he is not Odysseus. I'll tell you that. Like
No,
he is
you're out there.
straight.
You're thinking he's gonna have
Oh
like
my
a
god!
Last
Like
of the
this guy's gonna be
Mohicans
great, and they're like,
sequence.
nope.
Yeah,
His sister's gonna go and stab.
it's so good.
I think that yeah, I think the kid stuff is not particularly great. I think the adults are having to do a lot of heavy lifting here. I think a lot of the stuff that we've talked about is actually really interesting. It being a little bit of a referendum on where we're at in terms of nostalgia, in terms of um, the idea of like, do we have it good? Do we not have it good? Like, I think that you can kind of infer that a little bit on the relationship as well. I think that that's okay. I also just think that Hathaway, she's just rocking the house in every scene.
She rules.
McGreg
The snake
McGregor's
sequence was the one for me that genuinely scared me.
oh the
I
one where
don't
it comes through the
the
window.
window.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that thing was I've never seen
I
something.
hate snakes.
I got it. I got it. Well, yeah, you're a big
I'm like
Indiana
Indiana
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah. But also too, like I will say this about it. It's like the the creature designs and the use of different dinosaurs have to commend David Robert Mitchell and the team for doing that because
Hmm.
it was
They put
not.
feathers on him too.
It put feathers on him, like it was pretty accurate, and like the idea of like of using different kinds of things that we hadn't seen before to terrify us was also pretty great as well.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, I did, Jay, kind of feel that by the end of the film, it did feel a little like this was supposed to be in the Cloverfield, or almost probably at one time was hinted at it, and then
Thank
like
God
David
it
Robert
wasn't.
Mitchell's like, nope. You know what I mean? But it does have that. It does have that
I feel like
feeling
the
of
Cloverfield's got stank on it after
yeah, but you would
the
need a movie
paradox.
like this to like get the stink off. Like that was the problem. Is this like I think that they're going to touch that property again sometime soon, even
One
though I don't know
brilliant
what that
thing
is.
about this movie is that it came out. It takes place before Jurassic Park came out.
Yes. So none of them know actually how to prepare against
Not that
a dinosaur.
there's not nearly as much kind of enthusiasm for dinosaurs. There was obviously some love for it. Kids will love dinosaurs forever, but it wasn't a phenomenon. There wasn't the Toronto Raptors getting named after a Steven Spielberg movie, which
Wait,
is
really? That's why
crazy.
the Raptors were
That's
named
why
after
they
him?
are the Raptors. Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
yeah.
Toronto's pretty cool.
Used to have a cool logo. No, they don't.
Oh man, they used to have the purple
Yep,
with the
with the
black.
actual dinosaur on it
Oh man, they used to
and the
have great
stripes.
jer. Oh, I love
Yep.
those jerseys.
And then
Those are
obviously,
the best jerseys.
more importantly, I think the setting, it just there's no internet or phones,
No,
cell phones.
and
So
that's what's
that
great.
is it's very utilitarian. Yeah.
And then, well, I think yeah, it makes everything feel very isolated, and also the idea of like they're on a street, so the idea of a grocery store, school, shelters, stuff like
Right.
that, it's all gone because it's just a neighborhood,
I
which
don't
is great
understand why they're so dead set on getting back to their house.
because it's a place of it's their place of nostalgia. It's their place of
I'm just
safety.
like, pick one, guys. Just pick any house. It's yours now. Everyone is dead.
I mean, like, isn't that Jay like a place of like, you
Yes, I
know,
get it.
yeah,
Symbolically, yes.
symbolically.
Especially after he died.
Yeah, don't be Mr. Cynical there. Like, you got to take the full on, like, to the heart of everything about this movie if
Well,
you
that's
love it.
fine. I
So,
get it. I get it.
don't,
But also, you're
but like,
probably going to interact with four or five carnivorous dinosaurs on your way
sure.
to your house.
But he
Yeah.
had a lead pipe, so he's totally fine.
I love this movie. It's so when it gets gnarly, I love it. There's one part earlier on where there's a omnivore just eating a plant, and I'm like, oh, he's cute, man. I like that one. And then just gets chomped.
Well, there's
And
also just like those moments where, like, the snake thing before it tries to kill them in the house, the snake
mhm.
thing just goes into a pool.
Into a pool. Yeah,
And
it's
you're just
smart.
like, and you're like,
It's got clever stuff like that.
yeah, it's just like, okay, this any one of these things could kill you, or
These
it's
things are
actually
just living their lives the way
yeah,
that they
they're
would
not.
be.
They don't give a shit about you. Like you're just in their way. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
are
and
food.
yeah, you are the daily thing for them to survive,
Yeah.
and they are doing no dissimilar service in trying to kill you as you are trying to escape them.
You
It
know who
is
doesn't
about
have
survival.
marital problems or drinking issues? Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Yeah, I like this movie. I'm liking this movie more when we talk about it.
It's also just fun as hell.
It's
I
also
was just
just
having a great
lean
time.
and you can get in and out and
Lean and mean and sweet. Who knew you could
yeah,
have it all?
man. So you I saw you say that you think this is one of the best blockbusters of the decade?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that on your little letterbox blurb.
I didn't know. I didn't realize I said that. That might be a little much.
Well, I was going to ask you, what do you think the best blockbusters of the decade is?
Maverick.
Hmm.
Um,
Does Oppie count as a blockbuster?
I don't think so.
It's got to be. It's $100 million fucking budget.
I guess, but it feels different.
Yeah, but it's him.
It's a biopic. I mean, Tenet.
Tenet counts.
Tenet definitely counts.
Tenet count. You said Maverick. Maverick counts.
Maverick.
Does Barbie count? People will say Barbie.
No, I'm thinking of like action.
Oh, you're
Uh,
thinking? Oh, wow. Because blockbusters can't. They have to
classic
be.
summer tent pole is what I'm thinking
Okay.
of, you know.
So Multiverse of Madness,
Absolutely.
The Marvels. Is there not like
Uh,
a lot of great
I mean,
ones?
like, because yeah, if you just go by budget, Killers of the Flower Moon is a blockbuster.
Yeah. I
Does
mean,
Nope count?
Nope definitely counts.
Okay, then Nope.
Nope's there. I mean, some people will say Dune. We won't say Dune.
No,
Trying to think of a Way of Water.
I really like Furiosa. I really like The
Yeah,
Northman.
I love Furiosa. I wouldn't count The Northman as a blockbuster. Would not count that as a
Pretty
blockbuster.
big movie.
Does
It's an action movie,
just because you're an action movie doesn't make you a blockbuster.
I guess.
Did you hear what I said though?
What?
The Way of Water,
Way of Water rules.
Avatar.
RRR, which is just
Yeah,
it's not really a blockbuster. It's just an action movie. But
just an action movie. Yeah, and then you put this one.
The
A lot of
Nest.
people, a lot of people would say the Sean Durkin's film. No, that's not. That's a different kind of action. Well, there is a thing with a horse in a home, I guess. A lot of people would probably say the Odyssey.
They sure would,
They sure would.
and
We
I'm
wouldn't.
happy for those people.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm happy for them. I'm glad they had a great experience. I wish I had had a similar experience.
Do you genuinely believe that, or are you just being
I wish
yourself?
I loved the Odyssey. I really do. I love when I love movies. I just did not click with that movie.
You know what? Across the Spider Verse,
If that counts, absolutely. Yeah.
absolutely. I'm trying to see anything else here real quickly.
Cry Macho.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much sometimes because that's literally what I was just about to say. No, I'm just kidding.
Cry Macho.
Okay, Jay,
I'm glad you've come around a little bit more.
I've come around a little bit more. I bumped it up a star, 3.5.
Nice. We're getting there. We'll get you by 4.5 by the end of the year.
You know you're not going to get me on the drama. You might be able to get me on this one.
Yep.
So,
Those are my two favorite movies of the year right now.
with the drama and Oak Street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what Jay is saying this year is that he likes prickly films that people are gonna debate on.
I guess that has been the case this year. Yes.
You like to be you like to be provoked.
Prickly films, yes, that have had mixed reactions.
Mm. Okay. That's the end of Oak Street. It's in theaters. Jay,
Yes.
D23.
D23.
Let's do it.
Breeze through it.
Let's breeze through it. Okay. So they announced a crap ton of stuff. Are you excited at all about what they announced? Do you know what they announced?
I think I've seen most of it. I think Kingdom Hearts anime show could be cool.
Okay.
I think the Glenn Powell Gaston prequel will end his career. I'm trying to remember what else they announced.
Okay. So I'll start from the top.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
So
going quick. This is not going to be a long segment here.
Hathaway announced Princess Diaries 3.
Sure.
There's
Indifferent.
there's a new Simpsons movie coming out
Yeah, indifferent.
next year. Pixar announced a bunch of stuff. They announced, like you mentioned, Coco 2,
Which
which
we already knew about.
which I already knew
They showed
about.
they showed a picture of Miguel. He's rocking a fade.
Yeah, he looks older.
Mhm.
It's gonna emotionally devastate us. You're gonna have to see it multiple times because your kid loves Coco.
Hey, there are worse things.
Your kid loves Coco so much, I bought him a Coco blanket
Yep,
for Christmas one year.
indeed.
Best guy right here, best podcast co-host.
Hmm.
Incredibles 3,
Yeah, which we already knew about.
which we already knew about. Kind of disappointed in it. Still, I'm
I was always kind of
when they took Bird off of it.
when Bird wasn't directing. I was kind of like, all right, whatever.
They've got a new movie coming out called Ghost Market.
Sure.
Sure,
Oh, the most devastating
like a
thing
bomb.
that they're making Bluey 3D animated. What are we doing?
Yeah, I was going to ask
One
you
of the
about the
best
Bluey
things
movie.
about Bluey is its
hand drawn.
2D animation.
Yeah,
Ah, I'll still see it four
you're,
times. But
you're going to see it like 900 times. It's going to be like talk about best blockbusters of the decade. That's incoming. You honestly should review the Bluey movie, Jay.
Romy and Michelle too. That's funny.
I don't. Does anybody care about that?
I don't think so.
Like, is that who made that?
I wonder what sort of market research they did to determine that
Yeah.
that should be done.
Did they
Oh
just
yeah,
talk to Eric and let that get greenlit? Like,
Lilo
what
and
did they
Stitch
do?
2. They've got Girl Stitch now.
That's like, how much did the first Romeo and Michelle make?
Um,
Let's take a look down that.
it
Thing.
became a real cult sort of
Sure,
home video.
but enough to be on the stage at D23 for your sequel?
29 million. And it's not exactly like Mira Sorvino and Lisa Kudrow are, if they announced they were in a Marvel movie, people would be like, what?
They would be like,
Huh?
okay, cool. Give
But then
me.
they're expected to come up for Romy and Michelle and everybody lose their minds.
There's a new Ice Age movie coming out.
Thank God.
Tangled live action.
Oh,
Uh,
hooray.
Oswald.
I mean, the biggest stuff was X-Men, right?
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Oswald,
All right.
which is a new Favreau film. And then, yeah,
He's on a roll.
Vision Quest.
Yeah, the new
The
show.
Vision shame, like they got Paul Bettany and they got Ultron guy, James Spader.
Hmm.
That looked actually pretty good. And then, yeah, Doomsday, new Doomsday teaser. What'd you think about that one?
I love the way it looks.
Yeah, you really. Who's the cinematographer on that film?
I believe my 4-year-old did the cinematography on that one.
I got. I think it looks horrible, which is not surprising. And I mean, all those movies look bad.
I might not even see that.
You're lying to your now. No, you're not doing this shit.
Let me. I might
Because
not see it in theaters.
Okay. Because I was gonna say,
I
like,
will watch it,
you get on my ass
and it might be
about
in
saying
theaters.
that phrase.
It'll probably be in theaters.
You're gonna go to, yeah, you'll see it in theaters.
I'll go to Infinity Vision for that bad boy.
Your father-in-law will want to go with
I
you.
know. I mean that was what I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be it.
Yeah, then they announced the X-Men. They announced Christopher Abbott as Professor X.
Like that. That's cool.
It's a out there choice. Interesting.
Mhm.
Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister.
Sure.
You got Sadie Sink already as Jean Grey.
Yep.
Kit Connor as Cyclops.
What am I supposed to know him from?
Heartstopper, the television show. And he
Okay.
was in Warfare, and
Okay.
he's going to be in the new Andrew Hay film coming out later this year. You'll
Okay.
see him at Telluride, probably.
Great.
You'll probably meet him at Telluride.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk to him about X-Men,
I will talk to him about Heartstopper.
which is it's a big deal.
Man, he's 22.
Yeah, 22, young kid.
Young kid.
They, what is it? They announced an unknown actress to play Storm. I'm trying to look up who she is here real quick. And then they announced Samara Weaving as Emma Frost, a character nobody gives a shit about. And Indy Neveretti is playing Rogue, previously played by
That
Anna
was the
Paquin.
one, yeah, the internet's new girlfriend.
What do you think about that for her?
Fine. Glad she's getting work.
Can I say something? Awards adjacent, some people are going to probably get mad at me for.
Sure.
I think this hurts her Oscar chances.
Mm.
The reason why is
I don't know
because
that she had any to begin with.
no, a lot of people think she has like legitimate like.
Yeah, well, why don't you talk to me, the expert?
Okay, well there you go.
Okay.
But wow, you're gonna get defensive about that, huh?
I'm the one. I'm the dude.
Okay, all right. You sure about that?
I am him.
You and him.
Zootopia 3,
Zootopia 3.
Indiana Jones
Maya
ride.
Boyd is her name that's playing Storm. She's an unknown.
Okay.
It looks like
So are they not going to have Magneto in the first movie?
they haven't announced the full cast yet. I don't know who should play Magneto. It is interesting that they went from Patrick Stewart, James McAvoy to Christopher Abbott.
Christopher Abbott's a good actor.
He's a good actor. He's also an American now going to have to play a British person. So
It's about time we finally got one of those. The Brits
finally-
are doing us all the time.
yeah, we gotta get one on the board. But it'll be interesting to see who goes from Ian McKellen to Fassbender to whoever plays Magneto in this universe. It is interesting also that Driver is coming back to like a Disney property. They also released footage for the Starfighter film from Star Wars from Sean Levy, your guy. They announced Frozen 3, and they did not announce a single new film from the Star Wars universe or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, I guess X-Men counts, but
Yeah.
nothing huge from Star Wars other than just showing that film. So
MCU's got a docket lined up.
they
right?
really just fumbled the bag on Star Wars.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck to do with that thing.
Oh man, Marvel's gonna have 3 movies in 2028
What are they going to have? Shoot them.
after only having 1 next year.
So they're-
X-Men,
X-Men.
Ghost Rider,
Oh yeah, they're going to have the Ryan Gosling Ghost Rider movie from Sean Levy.
Black Panther 3.
Coogler doesn't need to do that.
No, he doesn't. It seems like
People are
that is
making-
what he wants to do
And if that's the case,
because he
that
can
is
do
a
whatever he wants to do.
yeah, and that ultimately is the frustrating part about Ryan Coogler. That's one of the frustrating parts. Is that you right now have a blank check to make whatever project you want.
And he still will after Black Panther 3.
Yeah, because that movie will make $1 billion.
Yeah.
But will he be attached to Black Panther 4? Will he always come back to these things?
It sounds like this is the last one.
Yeah. You would hope.
Yeah.
Gotta stop making these movies though. The last one was bad. Not his fault.
Yeah, last
Not
one
his fault.
didn't really do it for me.
Not his fault. Kind of like a little bit of a Nolan situation there with The Dark Knight Rises. Not his fault, you know, because of Chadwick and losing Boseman. That was a big deal for that. But yeah, that's
All right, that's
D23.
enough.
You excited about any of that?
Not particularly.
Do you understand when, like, I saw some people are like, they were there and they were like, they saw like it start and they started crying. I'm like, get the fuck over yourselves. Like, who cares?
The Disney
Bunch of
thing
crap.
is quite odd.
Disney
Yeah.
adults are dangerous people.
They're an interesting breed.
Yeah. Like, you want to give all your
I'm excited
money
for
and
Coco
your,
too. I'm excited for Coco too.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It comes out when 28.
2037 I'm seeing here.
McGill's
20
like a
November 2029.
2029. Okay. I was gonna
Great.
say in 28 they've got 3 Marvel movies. They're gonna have Lilo and Stitch. Like they're 28 stacked. And they're ready to go. So all right. Do you think they're gonna announce End of Oak Street too?
Yeah, I think they are. I
The
think
the
it's
beginning
coming.
of the beginning of Oak Street.
Yeah, left turn at Oak Street.
And then right you turn on Oak Street.
Yeah,
Oh, and they have to go back.
I
to
like the
save that Oak Street.
variety of dinosaurs in Oak Street. There's a bunch of different ones. It was fun.
You know who said that
Like
same
the turtle ones.
You know who said that same line about a variety and different kinds of dinosaurs in this movie? Me about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it again. It's just fun.
You didn't want to
dinosaurs.
agree with me at the time when I said that, but you want to say that as to
I was
your
just thinking. I just
thought?
had it. They were running through my mind. I like the turtles with the spiky shells.
We've established enough on our own show that you don't listen to me,
Yeah.
but now you're coming on this one and not listening to me.
So, do you like this? I'm sorry, I haven't been listening. Do you like this movie or not?
You know what? Take it from the top. Let's just start over. The
A lot of
audience.
dinos. A
there's
lot
a
of
lot of
dinos.
A lot of dinos. All right, Jay, tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet.
Oh,
No recommendation of the week.
Letterboxd, J Ledbetter, Twitter, Mr. J Ledbetter. Anything I'm writing here, listen to Director Watch on this very podcast feed. Listen to the podcast Conversations on Clint, wherever you get your podcast. And that's all.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, Ryan McQuade 77. If you like podcasts, and especially if you like podcasts with me and this guy over here, You can listen to Director Watch. Our episode this week is about In the Cut, totally normal film.
Normal movie.
You know what? One that the whole family can watch.
Mm-hmm.
And just listen to Jay, myself, and Cody Derricks talk about Cody and me watching the theatrical cut and Jay watching the extended cut. More on that later this week on Director Watch.
Yeah, there are small differences, but important ones.
Is it a small difference that you saw?
Well, I'll need you to watch the movie and make that call for yourself.
iTunes and Spotify 5-star reviews are greatly appreciated. While you're on the website, sign up for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all of our news, reviews, interviews, podcasts sent to you all in one place. Next week, we will be back. Jay's going to be back.
Am I on the list? Might have to amend that.
Nope, you're going to be on the list. You have to be on that episode.
Oh, this is the preview episode. Okay.
Yes, it is the Telluride preview episode next week. It'll be myself, Eric, Sophia, Jay, Mark, and a couple other friends of ours that are going to Telluride, talking about the films that are going to be there. Super fun episode as we are going to be getting ready for the festival season. It's upon us. It's here in the next 2.5 weeks. And that, of course, then means once the festival season starts, that's the beginning of award season. And the expert here and the rest of us will be talking about that throughout the season. Also, if you want a podcast where we've done some previewing already, you can catch last week's episode where we did the actors races and we talked about who we think are the early favorites to hopefully win actor, actress, supporting actor, supporting actor, supporting actress. Jay, who do you think's winning Best Actor this year?
Oh, probably the guy from Obsession.
Okay. Who's winning actress?
Probably the girl from Obsession.
What about supporting actor?
Andy Richter from Obsession.
And supporting actress?
The girl who gets her skull beat in Obsession.
Thank you very much, Jay. I'm glad that you're giving us that great analysis. We will see you all next time.